Hi, I'm Larry Titus. Welcome. I'm so happy that you're here today. Hope you're having a great day. My day has been incredible, and it's just going to get better. So I'm glad we're able to get together for a few minutes. I want to talk to you about the leadership principles of Jesus. This is, in my opinion, the most important out of the 12 that I will be teaching. The leadership principles of Jesus, very powerful truths. These are awesome truths, all taken out of the Gospels, all directly from the life of Christ. As you know, and we all know, that Jesus Christ was the greatest leader that has ever lived. For those that don't even know Jesus or call themselves Christians, they admit that there's no personality in the face of the earth that has influenced more people for the good than Jesus Christ. So over 2 billion people today that follow him and use his name to worship and to love and to serve and to follow can attest to it, but I think the Gospels are going to prove it. So what made Jesus the world's greatest leader? I'm going to be taking these 12 principles. Number one is this: he never did his own will. That is an unbelievable statement. He did not come to do his own will. He only did the will of him who sent him. If I were to ask Jesus today, tell me your vision, he would say, what vision? I don't have any vision. My vision is to do the vision of somebody else. It's my Father. So he probably would fail as a leadership trainer today because when we would say, what are your goals, what's your vision? He'd say, my vision is to do somebody else's vision, and the story would end there. So when he was a boy, this is found in Luke chapter number 20, chapter number 2, verse number 49, the parents found Jesus at last after 3 days, noticing that he was missing. What great parents. And they found him, and he's teaching. He's talking to the teachers and the scribes, and he's asking them questions, and they said, what are you doing here? And he said, well, I had to be about my Father's business. That's a 12-year-old. He began his ministry at 30 and ministered only 3.5 years, 30 years to 33.5 years, and he died. Same amount of years as Alexander the Great. And whenever he died, all the things that we now know that could literally fill volumes of libraries, as many as we could possibly number. I'm sure that there's no way we could describe the amount of work that he did in these 3.5 years. Still, consistent throughout. He had one pattern, and that pattern only was this: I came to do the will of him who sent me. It's found again in John chapter 4, verse 34, when Jesus said, my food is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work. Then his first miracle in Jerusalem at the healing of the man at the pool of Bethesda, whenever they questioned him what he was doing, the Pharisees said, what right have you to do it? And he said, I'm just following the will of my Father. I saw my Father doing it, then I have to do it. So verse number 19 to verse number 30, Jesus goes on to explain, my words are not my own, they belong to the Father. My works are not my own, they belong to the Father. My judgment is not my own, it belongs to the Father. So chapter number 5, verse number 19 and verse number 30, and then chapter number 6, verse number 38, I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. Chapter number 7, verse number 16, chapter number 8, verse number 28, chapter 9, verse number 4, let's do the works of the Father. Then chapter number 22 of Luke's Gospel, beginning in verse 31, 33, back into verse number 44, the Bible is very clear. Jesus in his final prayers was saying, not my will, but I want to do the will of the Father. Very critical that I understand. I want to do the Father's will. It's so imperative that we understand. The world's greatest leader never came to do his own will. What if you as an employee were to only do the will of your employer? What if you as a wife said, I just want to do the will of my husband? What if a husband says, I just want to do the will of my Father in heaven and Jesus Christ my Lord? What if everybody divested themselves of selfishness, took upon themselves of selfishness and took upon themselves selflessness and said, I just want to do the will of somebody else? Wow, what kind of world would this be? What kind of marriage would this be? When everybody would choose to say, I am so interested in doing your will. It might change everything. The world's greatest leader never did his own will. He did the will of him who sent him. I would suggest you try it. I think it's going to probably work better than whatever methods we've been using, because it would mean, Jesus, I just want to serve and follow you, and then God himself would promote you. It's going to work. Try it. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.